my approach shows doesn't matter what kind of we have similar genetics, everybody. And 4 years later, I ran 10.3. It was shock for everybody, but not for me because I knew it. Our abilities, we have hidden abilities in our body, only need to discover how to get them. And I decided, okay, and for future, even upgrade our program, which came from space technology. We try to find natural ancient mechanism which helps us to be better for future and to be not like superhuman, like what we have already in general by DNA, but we not use it. This is why when I'm 50 years old, switch my vision for how to make decision, how possible to find optimal way to live longer, healthy, at the same time to use our abilities and to discover them all the time. And we discovered many right now.
Welcome, dear listeners, to another enthralling episode of Age of Reinvention. Redefine freedom, lifestyle, and purpose at midlife. I'm your host, Emily Bron, inviting you on a journey of discovery and transformation. Today, we have a remarkable guest, Dr. Valeriy Starodubtsev, a visionary in medicine, sport, physiology, and longevity. His life story is a testament to the power of reinvention and resilience, crossing continents and disciplines to redefine what is possible in our later years. Our distinguished guest, medical doctor Valeriy Starodubtsev, comes to us with a rich tapestry of accomplishments. Hailing from the heart of Siberia, he has navigated a path that is as diverse as it profound. From achieving a PhD in sports science and exercise physiology to innovating medical technologies that revolutionize how we approach health and fitness. From getting the World Championship athletic titles to pioneering breakthroughs in anti-aging, Dr. Starodubtsev's journey is nothing short of inspirational. Join us as we dive deep into his life's work, exploring the ancient mechanism and modern application of longevity, and uncovering how we too can navigate our midlife transformations to lead a life of purpose, health, and longevity. Dr. Starodubchev's groundbreaking work, including the patent-pending apparatus for monitoring and assessing athletes' functional states, and the publication of his book, Methuselah, Myth of Reality, challenges us to think differently about our body capabilities and the essence of longevity. Today, Valeriy Starodubtsev will take us through his pioneering journey from the athletic tracks of Russia to the cutting-edge labs of his companies, Amegatorgu and Varicard Star, here in Eugene, Oregon of United States. Prepare to be inspired as we delve into how these past experiences influence his current quest to improve not just lifespan, but health span for all of us. So, without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Valeriy Starodubtsev to the show. Dr. Starodubtsev, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Emily, for inviting me for your program. And allowed to me a chance, the opportunity to share our knowledge and information and our experience, what we have. And even my personal experience and plus experience with working with thousands of people, what we have in for many years, like particularly right now, like at almost over 45 years experience.
Through your career, you have successfully reinvented yourself multiple times, transitioning from being a competitive athlete to a medical doctor, later a scientist, and now to a CEO in the longevity research space. How did each reinvention come about, and what motivated you these shifts?
Usually people after 40 starting to join many health problems. And particular even for me, after even I had very good foundational from sports and physical activity, even for me, this is aging big problem for everybody. For me, it started over 50 years old when I became like 50. I started to feel not so comfortable, even still active, but I'm feeling like aging process in my body accumulated. At the same time, I had very good experience with athletes, and later when I came in the United States, transfer for health and fitness, people anyway, even physical activity, not enough to live longer. And all we have same problem: cardiac disease, now over 50%, cancer, around 15%, and neuro and brain diseases, different dementia, Alzheimer, Parkinson. And we have common disease which killed us. And from my experience, and people work with people, and plus we had big data, like population millions, big data. And I started to switch my vision for longevity. How possible to find many factors or like specific factors will be effect on our aging. And I decided by our opinion, aging, this is systemic disease in program, cell destruction program with activation and increasing entropy. And definitely this is approach we started to analysis with my partner for company. We made company and like specific for longevity and starting to learn how big data affect for different ages, young people after 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and older, and what kind of main factors. And we found three main factors affect on our body. We have like specific mitochondria, and we have membranes, and usually we have like very huge electricity, like small station inside our body, which support our any daily activities. And after that, like we started to find how, if even we know this is main factors, how possible to switch for right direction and to find way how to get optimal specific condition to support, doesn't matter where you live or your age, because we started to discover it, what kind of ancient mechanism we have, which imprint by DNA already many millions years ago. And at the same time, how like to discover them and how to practically to use it to combat aging process.
Valeria, let's go a little bit back to your personal reinvention, because I'm always trying to show in my interviews the person itself. Obviously, what you are doing, and you scientist and you sportsman. But speaking about multiple reinvention in your life, what does it mean, reinvention for you personally? And how you applied this concept on your life and career?
Okay. And when I've been like after graduate high school, and I've been first year in medical school to be in the future medical doctor for internal medicine. And this way, at the same time, in our hometown in Irkutsk, we had specific program. It program already was public, and this is program came from space technology to prepare Soviet astronauts. And Yuri Gagarin flew to the space 1961. And this technology was secret weapon for Soviet astronaut. But end of 70s, this is program started public and everybody able to use it. And at the same time, when I've been in medical school, I tried to I said to explore world. In Soviet time, very difficult it was travel outside country, and only two options possible to go to be athletes. If you go with national team outside country to be member of national team, or to be sports doctor national team. This is, I said, two goals, like if I will be athlete or mission for national team. Yeah. And at the same time, I started my sports like in 18 years old, but for sports, definitely for track and field, even particularly for my 800 meter middle distance runners. And everybody told me it's not possible to be at the same time high level athletes to be a student in medical school because study very hard. I decided, okay, if I 8 hours will be sleep to use only for my medical study and not enough time for my sport career at the same time. And I decided, okay, I will be cut my sleep, just like experiment, like 4 hours. And I had time for running. I had time for study. And this is like my journal study. And right now, like over 45 years, I'm sleeping between 2 to 6 hours. And at the same time, I have right now maybe advanced 12 years to get information more than regular people sleeping 1/3 of life. I'm sleeping just like less. And my information, what I get right now, I maybe had like for 12 years at least or more.
Valery, but this example by itself is, I cannot say miracle, but one of the outstanding, because for both activities, being full-time student at medical school and being to train for the competition, especially for international competition, you need a physical energy power and you need mental strength. How these 4 hours of sleep, how you train your body, or how you, and you were experimenting on yourself, like, can you say that it's possible to train yourself, your body, with some adaptation functions to work good, not just to work good in this condition? Because we need sleep to replenish our energy, yes, for all processes to work as it was designed. What you would say about it?
Yes, and I know this because I had mentioned before, so big motivation to travel outside the country and to explore world. And I decided this is like experiment for myself. Definitely, I am not like recommend everybody to use my approach, but at the same time, I try to explore our physical abilities, how like hidden physical ability is possible, maybe even sleeping. This is rudiment, and maybe in general for us not necessary to sleep. even we had some like examples when people got some injury or brain injury and they're not able to sleep like for many years. But at the same time, this is not so good approach. Like
Many doctors, as we speak about, we are a sleepless society and we have many problems because we have not enough sleep or disrupted sleep. So it's against physiology. I understand when you're young, it's probably all, can be rebalanced maybe quickly, but with the age, maybe for you, because you train yourself to sleep like 2-4 hours, but how body recovers energy. And
yes, and in the first year in the medical school, we had like biochemistry, just like subject, and decided how like in a cell level biochemistry work our body. And definitely for me, it was how like works mitochondria, how they produce energy, what kind of stage they have for stage, for example, for aerobically, anaerobically, and like how like it works for our body. I decided if I will have to replenish immediately energy all the time, it helps for me to handle this condition for 4 hours in general sleep. And this is a good test for me. And during my sport career, in general, I hold my breath in around like 4 minutes, inhale and exhale around like 2 minutes. This is good parameter to understand where you are today and what kind of activity if you did previous. For example, for sports, it means for me, if I hold the breath like 3 minutes, 30 seconds and plus, it means I'm recovered completely. If I'm hold the breath just like only 2 minutes and very barely something, it means I'm still under recovery and for me need time. And plus I changed my training program as well because for me need more time for recovery. At the same time, we had space technology, which came by EKG. And by EKG, heart rate and heart rate variability, I will able to check myself almost daily how it works, how affect and my any physical activities in doesn't matter what kind of aerobic ability, anaerobic develop it my specific training program. But I found like specific cycle, how super compensation, not enough recovery, any cycles for different type of energy metabolism, like aerobically, anaerobically, or speed explosive potential, for example. And all what kind of my food, nutrition, and everything, how affecting daily life activity and study in medical school and everything. And just like I got some pattern for myself, and plus later we developed a pattern for all sports for this technology. And definitely this is like technology. And plus for me, told many people when I started my 100 meters run, not possible to be sprinter. To be a sprinter, for example, in America, many very famous American like sprinters. This is because speed explosive, because they play like basketball and sprinters, world record holders and everything. But in particular for me, lives in Siberia when like winter, almost something like very extreme cold outside, we didn't have even indoor facility. How possible to get like speed? And just I started to do analysis as well. And because in first year medical school, when I started to enjoy track and field, I ran 100, for example, 12 seconds, 12.2. And definitely everybody told me it's not possible for you to get more faster because genetically you're not able, not genetically, they told me it's not possible. And I decided, okay, and for future, even upgrade our program, which came from space technology. We try to find natural ancient mechanism which helps us to be better for future. and to be not like superhuman, like what we have already in general by DNA, but we not use it. This is why when I'm 50 years old, switch my vision for how to make decision, how possible to find optimal way to live longer, healthy, at the same time to use our abilities and to discover them all the time. And we discovered many right now.
Valery, as I was listening to you, I was just thinking again that you use every opportunity in life, starting from being student in university and athletic activities, as an experiment on yourself. So you started experimenting on yourself, and based on the scientific approach, whatever you learned at school, and you increased your knowledge over the years. Again, experimenting on yourself, giving yourself more motivation or different tasks, yes, to your body. Let's do this. Let's try to go over this threshold as far as I can see it. But I understand when you started your scientific activity on a larger scale, you involved some other people, correct? And what you would say about it?
Yeah, in general, when during my medical school, definitely I explore what specific knowledge we didn't have before on internet and not so enough information we got from library, what kind of, and plus and Soviet time not possible sometimes to get information what's going on outside scientifically. But I had chance to get from Germany magazine Sports Science, and they sent like monthly for me. And this is like previous, they are usually called like Eastern Germany. And we had access for that. And they printed lots of scientific articles from United States and from Europe. And I learned lots of stuff from there as well, how like possible for definitely at the same time for me, I didn't think about any longevities at the same time. I thought like how to improve my time for 800 meters for myself, first of all. And it helps for me in 3 years later, I've been a member national team for 800 meters. And for when I graduate after 7 years in medical school, I've been a member national team. At the same time, I'm starting involved for myself. They starting involve me as a physician as well, like for sports doctor, just like for advice or something. And this is, I got experience and got high level, international level for 800 meters. I 3 times national champion and in the record holder for 800 meters. I was last national champion and faster in the history of track and field, Russian track and field for indoor in last century. And only according this my specific approach, which I use for holding breath and like specific develop it.
So now I have question, specific question. Can you explain to our listeners what this hypoxic technology, I believe it's what you started to explain, what is hypoxic technology and how it works to enhance health span and lifespan?
Okay. And when in United States, when I came here and like over 22 years almost in the sports, at the same time, for me, it was not enough information from fitness and health. And I accumulate more data from in United States already, like for health and fitness. And when we turn for longevity, and my like device for AKG, it was not enough for my standard and my data. I started to try to find best device in the world it's able for me to correctly to do analysis, EKG, and this is EKG allowed to me more specifically to get parameters for heart rate variabilities. Heart rate variabilities, it means in analysis in high in frequency, like special spectrum analysis, breathing waves. Usually our EKG, we have breathing in, breathing out. They have specific waves. And this is hiding information reflect how in general our body give you whole integrity, how you works your brain, how it works your internal organs, hormones, glomerular, and how you work heart. And in general, this give you whole information. You just X-ray, for example, we watch it and see heart muscles in harmony with brain and give you huge information. Not so many people still understand because I was pioneer who brought this technology, heart rate and heart rate variability in 1999 in the United States. And for me, it was a surprise. And nobody heard about this technology, even we used this technology in Soviet and later in Russia over 20 years.